Hello, I'm Yuri Belsky. Today you'll learn how to use the magical fields of MATCEMIB to at least double your creative ideas. Fields of MATCEMIB belong to a more complex heuristic of substance field analysis. Nonetheless, these magical fields can be used on their own to generate more and broader ideas. As you may have already understood, MATCEMIB is the acronym for 8 words, or 8 fields: mechanical, acoustic, thermal, chemical, electric, magnetic, intermolecular, and biological. Let us learn how these 8 magical fields can help you to become more creative. To realize the magic of the 8 fields of MATCEMIB, we engaged over 450 engineering students from Australia, Czech Republic, Italy, Germany, Finland and Russia in an experiment. Students who have just started the engineering degree were asked to propose as many ideas as possible for the problem that was offered by the Engineers Without Borders challenge in 2014. Here is the problem that students were asked to individually generate solution ideas for. They had to propose as many ways of cleaning a lime deposit from the inside of the water pipes as possible. All students were given 16 minutes to individually record ideas. It was a difference in treatment though. Students from the control group were shown this particular slide for the whole duration of the idea generation session, basically for the whole 16 minutes. Students from the MATCEMIB groups were shown a very similar slide, but it also incorporating one MATCEMIB field every 2 minutes. What you see in this slide is this particular word of the field thermal and some interactions related to it. Surprise, surprise! The magic of the 8 fields of MATCEMIB helps students from MATCEMIB groups to generate twice more independent ideas than their control group counterparts did. Interestingly, solution ideas proposed by the students from control groups were limited to mechanical and chemical cleaning only. Basically, control group students suggested to use the principles we deploy in our day-to-day life, in our kitchens and our laundries. On the other side, students from the MATCEMIB groups suggested ideas that covered significantly more principles of operation that included cleaning by means of temperature change, application of electric field, and even by using fungi and bacteria. The ability to suggest ideas for implementing a technical system on different principles of operation is of paramount importance in engineering creativity. Companies that offer customers with novel products often win markets and make old leaders in the field obsolete. You may recall that just recently mobile phone mechanical keypads lost the market to on-screen touch keypads that operate on electrical principles of capacitive and resistive sensing. Gradually, keypads are now replaced by voice commands that utilize speech recognition principles and digital signal processing. This keypad evolution illustrates the importance of engineers' ability to consider various options of operating principles in order to choose the one that will win the market. In order to achieve this, engineers must be skillful in generating many and diverse ideas. Are you ready now to learn how the magic fields of MATCEMIB can help you? Let us learn this simple procedure of heuristic of MATCEMIB. When you start idea generation, you basically need to ask a question of can a specific field help you in delivering the result expected 8 times, 1 per field. Let us see how the magic words of MATCEMIB could help the students from the MATCEMIB groups to generate substantially more ideas than their counterparts from control groups. What they've seen were basically the fields and interactions which are included, some of interactions which are included under those fields. Basically, they've seen the table which you see at the bottom of this slide. And if we ask ourselves, using the MATCEMIB heuristic first, can lime deposits be removed mechanically? Certainly, similarly to the students from the MATCEMIB group, we would suggest cleaning them with a brush, blasting lime deposits with jets, vibrating pipe, and many, many, many more. The similar thing will happen when we look at the acoustic field. We will say, oh, wow, probably cavitation, as some students said, and ultrasound blasts may help cleaning lime deposits. Thermal ideas? Many students suggested heating and cooling, even freezing the pipes in order to somehow make the lime deposit disattach from the metal of the pipe itself. They also suggested numerous ideas of burning and utilization of heat radiation in order to clean pipes. Chemical field, as I said, it was used by everyone, and again you see that the prompts of the table in the bottom really hint what can be used to clean the lime deposit, and certainly utilizing various chemicals were the suggestions of students both from the group of MATCEMIB and the group of control. Electric fields. Some students from the MATCEMIB group suggested that there might be some electrostatic options and electrolysis which can be useful in cleaning the lime deposits. Some thought of piezoelectric transducers to be used. Then the magnetic field was considered. Some thought of utilization of some magnetic fields in case of lime deposits having some magnetic properties, or using microwaves in order to heat the lime deposit and in order to help removing it. For intermolecular field, the ideas came from subatomic or nanoparticles. Many students suggested that the laser can be used, and as a joke, some suggested that probably nuclear bombs would be also quite helpful. Well, with biological fields, students from the MATCEMIB group were quite creative. They not only suggested that the microbes, bacteria, or some living organisms can actually clean the lime deposit, but also suggested that the genetically modified organisms can actually do the work. Well, you've just seen how the students from the MATCEMIB group were likely to utilize the magic fields of MATCEMIB. In essence, they were using the 8 fields and the interactions which these fields actually incorporate in order to trigger ideas. Well, what you see here is the table of 8 fields and interactions which belong to each field. Certainly, the table of interactions is not complete, and certainly in order to improve your idea generation, you can append any of the fields with interactions you are aware of. Now, let us ask ourselves, how did these 8 fields of MATCEMIB really help the students to generate more ideas? In essence, these fields facilitated manual search of the knowledge database of the students. Basically, every student were exposed to 8 words, and each word plus interactions related to the words facilitated establishing analogies in knowledge base of students from the MATCEMIB group. Because in the past they've learned something in physics, chemistry, biology, or they might have read or have seen analogies, and these 8 fields, 8 words and interactions basically triggered those analogies and brought up the ideas of how these analogical principles can be utilized to clean lime deposits. And then, as a result, the MATCEMIB group generated statistically significantly more independent ideas, twice as much. Proposed solution ideas that were based on principles of operations that covered most of the fields, not only mechanical and chemical as the students from the control group did. If you are interested to know more about the results of the experiment, please look up the research papers, which you may find at the website edisons21.com. Well, let's summarize what the heuristic of MATCEMIB suggests us to do in order to generate more ideas. First of all, as soon as we clarified the problem we face and ready to generate ideas, we ask ourselves the same question 8 times. In essence, we ask ourselves, can the mechanical field help in delivering the result expected? Acoustic field, thermal field, chemical field, electric, magnetic, intermolecular and biological, one after the other. While we will be asking ourselves of whether each field can help us delivering the results expected, some ideas which will be generated might look crazy. Please record all ideas. And remember that in the world of technology, rapidly changing, even crazy ideas may be implementable today or may be implementable just in the near future. Anyway, today I hope that you have learned how a simple 8 magical fields of MATCEMIB can help you in generating more creative ideas.